Oh gosh. Allow yourself to feel welcome in your practice this morning. Allow yourself to invite the breath in to the body, your old friend since birth. Invite him or her or they into the body. Maybe even lead through the nostrils, maybe exhale through those nostrils or through an open mouth at any time. Eyes open or closed. Allow the breath to bring a little tenderness to the body, a little bit of ease, a little bit of softness. Your only job is to breathe and notice. Notice those spaces and places in the body that perhaps hold a bit of tension. Notice those spots. And see if you can welcome the breath to those areas now and during practice. Take a mental note of those areas and let's take care of those during practice today. Perhaps notice those spaces and places in the body that have some nice flow. Honor those areas and see if we can make the whole of the body feel like those places after our practice. Make any adjustments you need in your position right now. Notice if there's any excessive tension where you can alleviate that right now. Maybe smoothing lines of the face. You can even manually bring the hands to the face and smooth out those lines. Allow the jaw to soften. Let you be with your breath, another 10 or 15 breaths at your own pace. You're welcome to create an intention for your practice this morning. Last set of breaths here. See if you can allow yourself to really feel held and supported by the earth beneath you and nourished by the breath. If you'd like to take a few opened-mouthed exhales, you may, either pouring the breath through an open mouth or perhaps fluttering of the lips. May feel nice. Allow the body to move spontaneously in any way. Movement, fingertips, toe tips. Yeah, stretch those legs out if they were bent. And sweep arms overhead, full stretch, pull to pull. And then maybe you'll gather the legs into the chest and hug the shins in and down. The legs can be close together or nice and wide. Yeah, you could rock side to side. You can move those knees in circles away from the body and then back in, massaging the sacrum, and then back the other way. And we're going to work on the right leg first. So you can hug that right knee into the side chest and extend that left leg long against the floor if the low back allows. You can send that right leg long to the ceiling when you're ready. Hands clasped at that right hamstring to support. You can point and flex that right foot, add some circles. Yeah. You could move that right leg as a pendulum side to side. A little bit of opening at the inner groin and then the outer right hip. You could trace some circles if you'd like. Right big toe circling, making circles at the ceiling. Or maybe you want to take a bind with these fingers to the right big toe, or maybe a strap, so you have options. We're opening that right side, back of the right side. Good. And then bringing that right side into a half happy baby. And I should have said you can start the playlist at any time. Yeah. And draw that right foot down to the floor, right side. Good. Yeah. And then finding a figure four, right ankle to the top of that left knee, and hands clasped at that left hamstring, draw in and down, or the top of the left shin. You can rock side to side. You can manually press that right knee away from you. And the feet are anywhere in between a point and a flex. Yeah, and if that left leg wants to come long to the ceiling, that's a nice option too. Be with your body, be with your practice. And then from here, a nice supine spinal twist. You're welcome to hold the figure four. That's a really nice piriformis stretch. So you could shift those hips right and allow the figure four to fall left. Or if you simply want to stack the legs bent at 90 degrees, you may do that too, and soften that right shoulder, right palm or back of the palm to the floor, gaze to the ceiling, or gaze left or right. Good. Really inflate that right side rib cage with breath. Spaciousness on the inhale. Softening on the exhale. Good. And then untwist when you're ready. And finding center again. And whatever center means to you. Maybe you want to draw the knees to the chest. Maybe you want to take a bridge or a dynamic bridge. Awakening the back plane of the body, the front plane as well. Maybe you want to send both legs long to the ceiling with the hips on the floor. Another 3 to 5 breaths. Taking any centering position or movement that's calling you. Be in your body, be with your breath. Yeah, and then we'll provide that same care to the left side. When you're ready, you'll float that left leg long to the ceiling, extend that right leg long against the floor. Yeah, point and flex that left foot and ankle. Maybe you want to pendulum that left leg side to side. Good. Yeah. If you want to trace the left big toe in circles of any size against the ceiling, you may, opening up that left hip joint a little bit more. And then find that half happy baby on the left side. You can either hook your left forearm at the back of the left hamstring and draw down, or peace fingers to the big toe or the outside line of the foot. You could work to straighten through that left leg if that's accessible. Right hamstring heavy to the floor. Good. And then finding your figure four on this side. And notice some differences. It may very well feel different on this side of the body, and that's okay. We can celebrate our asymmetry. Yeah, whatever you need to do with that right leg, you can send it long to the ceiling. You can keep it bent. You can rock side to side. You can manually, gently push that left knee away from you. Feet are anywhere in between a point and a flex. And then finding your supine spinal twist as you're ready. So you'll shift those hips a bit left and allow the figure four to fall right. You can stack the bent legs if that feels more accessible. And really inflate that left side chest with breath. And T with that left arm. Maybe you want to come into a goalpost arm on that left side. Gaze left to the ceiling or right. Good. Yeah, whole body awareness, whole body breathing. Untwist when you're ready and think about a movement or a pose that will allow you to feel grounded right in your core, right in your center. Is that another bridge? Is that a full happy baby? Maybe you want to send both legs long to the ceiling. If you have a strap or a towel accessible, you could keep your hips anchored to the floor, send those legs long as if they're up against an imaginary wall, and strap at the ball mounds, drawing down. And you could rock side to side or maybe find some circles. Nice. Yeah, drawing down. Okay, so for those who prefer no ab work this morning, you can find any pose on the back body. For those who'd like to work on some abs, you could bring the hands clasped behind the base of the skull. You can keep your legs long to the ceiling, hips on the floor. And so with an inhale, everything is resting down to the floor. The legs are to the ceiling. If you have a block, you could put a block between your upper and your thighs to help engage into the core. You would squeeze the block with the legs. Inhale here. With an exhale, lift the shoulders and the head off the floor and try to lift the back of the hips off the floor. So you're lifting the legs straight up. Inhale everything back down. And exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, release, move at your own pace. Awareness at the navel center. As you inhale, you release and find a nice stretch at the front of the body. At the exhale, curl. A few more, 5 to 10 of these. Inhale to release, exhale, lift. And then release the effort at any time, knees to the chest, together or wide. A nice feet together, knees apart may serve you here. Yeah, palms facing up, armpits open, or hands on the belly. Massage the front body with breath. Honor the effort. Good. And then knees back to the chest, and we're going to gain some momentum here. So we're going to rock up to a boat form with or without support, back to the shoulders, lift the hips, moving spine lines. Good. And gain enough momentum so that you find yourself in a standing forward fold at the front of the mat. Head low, hips high, feet hip width or greater. Sway side to side. You can collect opposite elbows. Allow gravity to work on the spine. You can pop the fingertips down to the floor if you'd like, and shift the hips side to side, bending one knee and then the next. That is heavy. And then when you're ready, you'll bring the feet back in hip width or so, and very slowly with deliberation, you'll rise with a nice rounded spine. So shoulders and neck and head stack last in mountain pose, Tadasana. At the front of the mat, roll the shoulders back and down. Yeah, and be in this pose here. Your whole body standing over the floor. Weight back into the heels, tailbone heavy. Complete breath. Nice and broad across the collarbones, reaching through the crown. Soften the muscles at the base of the neck. Some half sun salutes here. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, float the arms high. Exhale, side bend right. One breath transitions. Inhale. Exhale, side bend left. Good. Rise center. Exhale, gently arching back, pelvis forward, back bend in the upper spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees if you need. Forward fold. Twisting here. Left hand down. Bend left knee. Float right arm high. Draw right hip back. And switch. Right knee bends. Right hand down. Float left arm high. Good. Exhale, folds. Deeply bend both knees. Weight back into the heels. T with the arms. Reach through the crown and the sternum. Exhale, open mouth fold. Standing forward fold. Rise again. Rolled spine or flat back. Arms wide and high. Exhale, palms together. Complete breath. Equal standing. And we'll go again here. Inhale, arms high. Side bend left this time. Rise. Side bend right. Rise, gently arching back, standing back bend. Exhale, fold, navel to the spine. Twisting left now, right hand down, right knee bends, float left arm high, switch. Twist right. Bending both knees. Flat back, T with the arms, inhale. Exhale, mouth, fold. Rise all the way up. Exhale, equal standing. Complete breath. One more round. Arms high. Side bend right. gently arching back. Exhale, fold. Twisting right hand down, left arm high. Switch, twist right. Exhale, bending both knees. T with the arms, a form of chair pose here. Inhale, exhale, open mouth. Rise all the way up. And equal standing. Leading in mountain pose, whole body awareness. Float arms high, inhale. Diving out full. Flat back. And step to plank, top of a push-up. Hold here. Bring your knees down to the floor. If you need, press heels back. Gaze just beyond the front of the mat. A slight dog tilt in the pelvis. Inhale. Lower all the way down now. Knees, chest, chin if you'd like, or low plank if you're ready. Press into the palms, lift sternum, head and gaze, cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And take any intuitive movement here in your dog pose. Pedal the legs. Maybe you want to take one leg high, and then the next, maybe you want to come to plank, and then back to dog pose. Slow to right leg high, three-legged dog. Inhale here. Exhale, three-legged plank. Right knee to the right elbow, hollow out the abdomen. Press back, three-legged plank, a three-legged dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. And repeat. Good. And then step that right foot forward between the hands. Low lunge. Hands to the floor. Straighten through both legs. Draw right hip back. Exhale back into the lunge. That back leg is resistance for the lunge. Good. And then, allow that left knee to settle down to the floor. Hands to the hips or to the top of that right thigh or high. The low crescent. Any arm variation, maybe goalpost arms or clasping the hands. Good. And then release. Place palms, tuck left toes, lift that left knee. Left hand down, float right arm high. Twisting lunge. Good. Release, lower left knee again, and shift the hips back to a runner's stretch. Keeping the hips high or low. Keep the flat back or fold. Good. Rocking forward, place palms, tuck left toes, send that right leg back. Downward facing dog, lift that right leg high if you'd like. Add some circles with that right leg first up to the sky. Good. And your choice, if you'd like to add a flow through, you would come to plank and customize your flow. Knees, chest, chin, low plank, cobra or up dog. Back to dog pose, or maybe you want to take a nice easy cat-cow as your flow. Good. Meeting in downward facing dog. Same care. Left side, left leg high. Three-legged dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. Good. 3 to 5 of these. Move at your own pace. Step left foot forward. Between the hands, sink into the hips. Work to straighten through that left leg, draw left hip back. Exhale back into the lunge. 2 or 3 of these. And then settle that right knee to the floor. Hands to the hips, to the top of the left thigh or high. Anjaneyasana. Good. And then place, hands, tuck right toes, lift that right knee off the floor, right hand down, float left arm high, twisting. Good, release, right knee back down, shift hips back, find your runner stretch. Left hamstring stretch, hips high or hips low. That left foot nice and active, lengthen the hold as you fold. Good, rock forward, place palms, tuck right toes, send that left leg back, dog pose or high if you'd like first. Good, and then find your flow. Maybe you're gonna hold in dog pose or rest in child, maybe you'll go to plank, lower down, maybe you'll take a nice easy cat-cow, meet in dog pose, option to rest in child's pose. You always have an option to rest between sequences, a chance to equalize the breath and take notice the effects of the asana on the body. Good. Back to dog pose as you're ready. Lift the gaze, stop or jump the feet forward to the hands, flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. We're gonna find a chair pose here. Chair pose to a twist. So yeah, bending the knees, you can come right into it or start high and sink into it. When you're ready, twisting to the right, lengthen and twist, left elbow braces the outside line of that right knee. Press right palm into left, or you can hook your left forearm across the thigh, right hand to right hip for a modified twist. Good, lengthen tailbone to crown, exhale, left side rib cage to the right side. Good. Good, inhale, center. And twist to the left now, right elbow braces, or hook that forearm across the thighs. Lengthen. Twist, right side rib cage to the left thigh, gaze anywhere it's comfortable. Good. Inhale, center, Utkatasana. And find a nice standing forward fold. Release the effort. It can be a more active fold. Peace fingers to the big toes. You could clasp the hands, head low, knuckles high for a shoulder release. Or any passive position, opposite elbows, or clasp the hands behind the calves. Good. And as you're ready, release. Then rise, rolled spine or flat back, arms wide and high. Exhale, mountain pose. Yeah, 2 to 3 breaths. Whole body awareness, eyes open or closed. Notice the whole of the body standing over the floor. And when you're ready, we'll all meet in downward facing dog, taking your own journey to get there, customizing your flow. Link movement with breath. Good. Dog pose. From dog pose, float right leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step right foot forward, left heel grounds, rise warrior one. Settle into your warrior one pose. Yeah, torso moving toward the front of the mat. Yeah, hands can always be at the hips to work on the foundation. Ground the outer left foot, outer left heel, right knee on top of that right heel. Try to bring more of the weight onto the back leg rather than loading all the weight onto the front leg. Arms, any variation when you're ready. Good. T with the arms. We're going to take left arm under right, Garrett-Dawson eagle arms. So cross at the elbows, press palms, fingertips to the ceiling and soften shoulders. Hold the lunge. Move the breath between the shoulder blades. Good. And release. Clasp the hands behind you. Puff out the chest, arching back. Hold the lunge. Exhale, fold either halfway and hold, or all the way to the instep, head low, knuckles high. Good. Rise. Inhale. Warrior one. And release. Plant palms, step back dog pose. Hold here, or add your flow. Good. Left leg high when you're ready. Inhale, step left foot forward, right heel grounds, building your warrior one. Hands to the hips or high. Torso moving toward the front of the mat. The feet are on 2 tracks. Tailbone heavy. Good. Soften the effort in the face. Good. T with the arms. Right arm now under left. Garrett-Dawson eagle arm. Any back bend is in the upper spine. Release. Clasp hands behind you. Take the opposite grip. Puff out the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Fold halfway and hold, or all the way to the instep. That left side sit bone draws in line with that left heel. Good. Rise. Inhale. Warrior one and release. Place palms. Step back on pose, or move through any flow. Good. Complete breath. If you need to rest in child's, by all means. Otherwise, float right leg high. Right foot forward, left heel grounds, windmill the arms up and open to warrior two. Move dynamically if you'd like before you settle in, which means you could straighten through both legs and then into the lunge. Soften shoulders, palms facing down or perhaps facing up. Nice and broad across the collarbones. Lengthen, tailbone heavy. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand to the left hamstring. Or behind the low back. Inhale, rise, hold that right side length and find your lateral side angle. Right forearm to the top of that right side, or perhaps to a block at the outside or the instep. Left arm at that left hip, or high, or over the head. Straight line from the left heel to the left fingertip. A little bit of a challenge here. Add that right arm parallel to that left arm, sinking into the hip. And then we're going to find a twist here. So we're moving from the navel, palms together, and as you twist, bringing that left elbow to the outside line of that right knee, you'll lift that left heel off the floor to help give you space for the rotation. Good. And if the prayer twist is not accessible, by all means, left hand down, float right arm high, draw right hip back. If you'd like, you're welcome to ground that left heel back to the floor. Deepen into the twist. Good. Inhale. Exhale. With care, release. Find the instep. Hands to the floor. Lift that left heel if it was grounded. Toe that right foot to the side and find your dragon or lizard pose. And take your time here, easing into it. Hands staying propped up on the hands or bringing the forearms down. If you'd like a little bit of a deeper psoas stretch here, you can keep the hips low where they are. Tuck the toes. keeping the hips where they are. Press left heel back to lift the left knee off the floor. So as stretch left side. We could also find a little bit of a twist here coming onto the little toe side of that right foot. Right hand to the inner right thigh and knee. A little bit of a twist. Option to bend left knee. Right hand to the top of the left foot. And press. Good. Release when you're ready. And we're going to bring that left leg to meet the right in a wide squat. So tuck left toes with care. Bring that left foot forward to meet the right. Heels and toes out. Sink into the hip. Elbows to the inner thighs. Press the palms. Nice. Flat back. Good. Inhale here. And release the effort. Head low, mindful of the knees, heels back out. You can take a wider leg forward fold here if you'd like. That feels nice. Good. We're going to rise all the way up. Equal standing. With 2 or 3 breaths here, notice the difference between right and left side body. Maybe you want to shift the hips in circles from one direction and then the other. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog for the same care to the left side. Step or jump back or simply find dog pose. Left leg high. Step left foot forward, right heel grounds, windmill the arms up and open to Vira 2. Good, lengthen. And reverse. Good, hold the length on the left side, settle into your side angle pose. Right hand to the right hip, right arm high or overhead. Left knee on top of that left heel. We're going to move into a twist from the navel. So let's engage the core. Let's add that left arm parallel to the right. Heel bone protecting the low back, heavy to that right heel. And then initiate your twist. Palms together. Lift that right heel so the hips come squarely forward. Right elbow to the outside line of that left knee for your prayer twist. Or right hand down, float left arm high. Pressing through the right heel, through the crown. Good, and then you'll release the effort to the instep. So hands to the instep, toe heel that left foot out to the side for your dragon or lizard pose. You could bring that right knee down to start if you'd like. And a little trick here with a psoas sensation, keeping the hips low, tuck right toes, keeping the hips where they are. Press that right heel back, and that action lifts the right knee. And perhaps you feel a sensation at the front of that right side. Yeah, you can fall into a dragon twist if you'd like at any time. Good. Yeah, and then that right leg will come forward to meet the left. Low squat again. Yeah, let's find a twist here. So palm center to start. And then right hand down to the floor to the block, or maybe you're going to make a fist with that right hand. Gently press right elbow or back of the upper arm into the inner thigh. Float left arm high. Bind if you'd like. Good. Inhale, center and twist. Opening right. And release. Inhale. Exhale, mindful of the knees, head low, hips high. You can toe the feet a little bit wider off the mat if you'd like. It's wide if you'd like. If you'd like a nice wide leg forward fold, you could come along the long edge of the mat for a nice wide leg forward fold. Yeah, any variation with the arms. Hands to floor or blocks, peace fingers to the big toes. You could clasp the hands. Rise halfway lift. Toe heel the feet a little bit closer together if they were wide. Hands to the hips and rise all the way up. Equal standing. So we're going to keep a wide stance. You can face forward if you like. A little bit of movement in and out of a squat. So the inhale, the toes are pointing out, heels in at about 45-degree angle. Good. Inhale here, arms can float high. Exhale, sink into the hips, bend the knees, weight back into the heels. Maybe your arms come to prayer. Inhale, lift back up. You can attempt to straighten or just keep a micro bend. Exhale, back into the squat. You can float arms back. Inviting you to find your own dynamic movement here, moving at any pace. Yeah. Open mouth exhales if you like. And again, find your own pace, either nice and slow, like you're moving through molasses, or maybe a little bit more of a rapid clip. Good. Slowing down a bit, a couple more. Good. Last one, as low as you can to hold. Good. And then topple forward and fold. Heels back out, another wide leg forward fold. Good. And then we'll find dog pose. So walking the hands forward, or if you were turned alongside, you'll walk the hands forward. Floating right leg high. Pigeon prep, ekapataraj. So hip opener right side. Bring that right shin forward. Straight line back with that left leg. If there's another hip opener you prefer, you can take that. Yeah, you could take seated, ankle to knee. You could take figure four on the back. Okay, you could start with the gentle back bend and then lengthen as you lower into pigeon. Forearms to the floor. Maybe you have a bolster or a pillow. You could bring the thumbs to the bridge of the nose for a nice pressure point release. Allow the breath to tend to the back plane of the body. Allow the breath to tend to those spaces and places in the pelvis, front and back, side to side. Another few breaths. And if you were in pigeon, you'll find your way back to downward facing dog. If you are in another form, you could stay on your back and do anything you'd like before the other side, maybe a dynamic bridge or reverse tabletop. Yeah. And then we'll float that left leg high for pigeon, or find the figure 4 from your back on the opposite side. Yeah. And this side may feel different. That's okay. Deep, even breathing. Last couple breaths. And we'll take our final dog pose from pigeon. You can add a flow if you'd like. If you're already on your back and prefer not to, you can stay. Okay, yeah, on your back. Yeah, final dog pose. Notice the form in your mind's eye. And then you find your way into a base position. So a seated Dandasana staff pose. You can step or jump, or you can find child and then swing the legs around. And seated forward fold for your practice this morning. So you have options. You could bring the legs straight in front of you. You could find a wide angle pose. You could bend one knee for head to knee. And you'll have time for the other side. If you have one knee bent, switch to the other side. With an inhale, rise, and we'll all bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart, mindful of the knees. Hands wrap around the ankles, or peace fingers to the big toes, lengthen and fold, bend the elbows. You can massage the inner thighs of the elbows. We're going to balance on the seat. So find a bind with the peace fingers to the big toes or the outside lines of the feet. And maybe you're in a balancing happy baby, drawing back on the feet, bending the knees. Or if it's accessible, you can press through the heels to straighten through the legs. Attempt to flatten the back, brought across the collarbone. Now we're going to bring everything to the middle. So engage the core, bring the legs together. The legs can be straight or bent. Release the bind at any time, or you can support the legs, hands at the hamstrings. High boat here. Engage the core, but soften the face. Low boat, the small, the back comes to the floor, the head and shoulders re-lifted, the legs at the 45. If you'd like to take some yogic bicycles here, you may. Hands behind you, clasped, opposite elbow and knee toward each other. Good. Release the effort when you're ready, knees to the chest. Good, rock the head side to side. And simply take notice, maybe feet together, knees apart, maybe constructive rest, T with the arms. Honor your efforts. Good. And ask yourself what it is your body needs to feel more complete before we find rest. You're welcome to find rest now. Or if you need a bridge, bridge with or without support. That's a nice option, maybe a supine spinal twist. You could take your legs long to the ceiling from your bridge. Really decompressing here. Slowing down, downshifting the nervous system. If you can consciously lengthen each incremental exhalation compared to the last. So if you were in a twist, you could go to the other side. Another few breaths, and then you'll bring the whole of the body back to the floor for ample relaxation. And think about how you'd like to take your final rest. So either traditional Shavasana, legs extended, little toe side of each foot floating to the floor. It may be helpful to go to the last song on the playlist if you'd like, if we're not already there. But it's not important if you don't do that. You could do feet together, knees apart with some support at the outer thighs or constructive rest. You could do legs at the wall or imaginary wall. Wherever you are, letting go of any control over the breath. Letting go of any control over the physical body. Smoothing all of the lines of the face, the skin releasing from the muscles, muscles releasing from the bones, and the bones releasing from each other. And notice those grounding points at the back plane of the body where the body meets the floor. And pour the entire weight of the body through those points into the support of the earth beneath you. And allow those pathways to not only take the weight, but all the worries, all the stories, all the tensions and the holdings. On each exhale, give it all to the earth beneath you. Shavasana. Noticing the whole body. The whole body. Whole body. Noticing the breath filling the whole body. Allowing yourself to notice those spaces and places in the body. Perhaps have a bit more flow, a bit more spaciousness within. Perhaps allow yourself to observe a little more symmetry within. The front of the body meets the back of the body. The side bodies meet the other side body. And the top of the body meets the bottom of the body. The whole body filled with breath. Awakening the body, fingertips, toe tips, rock the head side to side. You could sweep the arms overhead, full stretch. Yeah. And then draw the knees in. Perhaps you want to give yourself a little bit of a hug, draw it all in and down, rock side to side. You're welcome to rock right up to seated on your own time or take a pause on one side. Eyes opened or closed, and we'll all meet in any seated pose, long, strong spine. Palms facing up or down, or perhaps palms in a pile at the chest, or palms together, thumb knuckles pressing into the sternum. We'll allow our breath to share this space, closing our practice with breath. Exhale through the nostrils or through an open mouth. Honoring this infinite space within and without. And may we all go through our day with ease and softness. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste Om.